Hello, lifers. There is just a little bit of an explanation I want to give before I get started. Obviously, we've entered QuakeCon week. Let me grab my pen. That's a pen from QuakeCon. We started QuakeCon week, so obviously later this week I'm going to be at least trying to stream some from QuakeCon. I think I've mentioned before I'm also going to try to host their streams so that whenever I'm not streaming there will be something to watch at least on Twitch. But it's all pretty good. Tonight is kind of unrelated to that. Basically, we're just going to have a little bit of fun. I am in the realm of the Nine Fires, our server, our Minecraft server. Tried to call it Gmod for a second. Oh, that's bad. And I'm basically going to work some more on Pepperton. I'm going to use creative mode so that I don't have to gather up resources and that sort of thing, since this is an infrastructure build. Pepperton, if you'll remember, is meant to be a starting point for our sort of an early village, if you will. I'll take a quick look at Techno's place just to see what's happened over there, and then we'll get started on probably, I'm thinking, building a wall around it, and of course completing some more road work, getting some farms, that sort of thing. Obviously I want to fix it up because I chose one of the villages that naturally spawned here, and I want to make sure that the villagers are somewhat taken care of. Later this week, I make no promises, but I would like to get a fun and learning stream and Quake Champions in before I go to QuakeCon. I don't know if that'll happen or not. We'll see what happens, but frankly, time's passing pretty fast, and I might try to get some streams in tomorrow. It wouldn't hurt to get in some Sonic Adventure DX. Kind of continue that story. It's just I've got to do packing, and I've got to make plans and start getting things organized to the best of my ability, and I'm still hobbling around on crutches, so I go a little slower. Let's see. Bring myself in the game. Sorry. Didn't mean to open all that. Alright. So I already put myself into creative. The other sort of explanation I wanted to give is, yes, I did go ahead and update the server tonight to the latest version. So I don't know what may have broken. We're going to try to use creative to do stuff, but there's no telling what may not work. So I'm going to fly over here, take a quick look. Obviously, Humphrey's shop and Winston, the Guardian. And then, of course, our little road that has been constructed here. It's awfully nice compared to the rest of the ruins there, but again, it's kind of basically somebody tried to fix it, at least. You know, at least somebody tried to make a path. Really the point of it is to look like somebody has somewhat civilized, but it's still kind of a wasteland, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, Arturus, Fire of Wisdom. I need to make more of the fires as well. I don't know that I'm going to get to any of that tonight. I only have maybe a couple hours. I'd like to get to this. Let's run over here and look at Techno Beaver's house. As far as I know, Techno hadn't been in much, but yeah. Decent path. I was trying to remember what was built before. I don't remember him having the boats, so he's added some. Alright, and then Pepperton is this over here, where I had started establishing this. I took what was a naturally spawned village and I began working on it and trying to fix it up some, so it looks more refined. The idea is that Pepperton is fairly well maintained and that sort of thing. You can maybe come in and stay here if you spawn in and it's the middle of the night, that sort of thing. It gives new players kind of a place to go that isn't completely... It's sort of like Spawn City. It's not completely open for building and that sort of thing, but it's, you know, it's got a little opportunity with it. I'm going to give it a bit of a theme, obviously with the brick roads and everything. I have not started work on much of this though, and that was kind of the real point of a lot of what I'm doing, is I want to make some progress with this. I'm going to make a mess out of this town before all is said and done. But it's the villagers' fault for building it this way. I don't want it to look like a normal village per se. I want it to have a little more detail and a little more quality. That said, I don't intend for it to be as big or as elaborate. I use that term a lot during my stream. Whoops, we lost the camera. Let me see here. My face cam, for whatever reason, keeps going down. I will try restarting it once. Actually, where's this connected? If I can unplug my controller, it may help. That's from me playing some GTA. It shouldn't affect it, but for some reason my face cam has gone really, really goofy. Don't even know what if I'm going to be able to fix it. I may just have to turn the face cam off again. Let's see. Here we go. That's a terrible place for it to stop. Alright. I'll do that once. And then I'm probably just going to give up on it for the rest of the stream because it's not going to be worth it. Not really sure what happened to the driver there, and I'm not really sure what to do to fix it. I've actually looked into that. So Pepperton is basically a starting point for a lot of players. So I want people to be able to come here and trade. This is the one that kind of had a Hobbit theme in one of our older servers, and I'm okay with that up to a point, but I do want to let's see. I do want to avoid getting too caught up in that sort of thing. It was actually a lot of work to try and give it the theme that I did the last time, and I kind of want to reserve that for some of the ruins and some of the locations you can explore to find. This one's relatively close. All of this, that fire, the Fire of Wisdom, and all of Pepperton, they're relatively close to spawn point, and I do want people to actually get in the game and explore a little bit. Even my niece and nephew enjoy, you know, wandering around from time to time. Let's see, I am going to cheat this. Actually, I'm not going to keep doing that. I'm going to... Do I have a dirt block? I don't have one. Here, give me grass. Incidentally, there are often a lot of easier ways to do these things than the way that I do them. I don't really care. I'm gonna do what I want to do here. There we go. Let's see. Try and remember how I was doing this. Whoops. It's actually been a while since I even did this. Let me look over here. Did I use regular stairs or... No, I did use the half steps. When I could, anyway. Did I double that up? Yep. Okay. That's what I wanted to know. Since I'm going to be doing as much, basically just mindless work here, I am going to put on some music, I think. I kind of forgot, or I would have already started it. But I kind of think I may run out of things to say without repeating myself about 1,000,000 times the way I did with the tour. There we go. And whenever I start really working on this, my focus tends to become more what I'm doing, the work that I'm doing. And I don't want to leave you with just completely dead air. So I'm going to use a selection of music from Incompetech, I believe, from Kevin MacLeod. Some of his good stuff. Not gonna turn it up too loud though. A little chill music. Especially as the sun sets. Whoops. I can't even wait on some of what I'm planning to build. The stuff I've done in the past was so much fun. Creations inspired by Fallout, among other things. You can imagine I'm going to QuakeCon. I enjoy stuff like that. Oh good, it does blank it out. Let's see. Incidentally, for members of our community, I am in the public recording studio, the Discord, so if you want to jump in for any reason, feel free. This is ugly. I gotta tell you right now, I'm really excited for QuakeCon. Enjoy it. I can't wait to see some of what they're planning to show off too. Yes, I think I'm gonna incorporate this in some way, form, or fashion so that people could build houses around. So I guess sort of the available build space will include the area around this bend in the river. And I'll build the wall around... This is a pretty good area right here, actually. I'm debating whether I want to build the wall over here or not. I think I'd just assume build it up to the river's edge and leave the river open. I might even not build a road here. I might just do what I was doing. Let's see. Whoops. One problem with flying, I go too fast for the computer. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do there, but I'm probably going to build a house, not unlike one that I built previously, sort of at the end of this path. Let this lead up to a house. Uh-oh. Sorry for the interruption there. Apparently my niece and nephew have found out that I'm streaming and were asking about being able to play. And that's fine, I just told them, stay out of my way. You know, I forget I have control over the time of day. I'm all running around in the dark with monsters around and stuff. Although some of this seems to work a little different. Whoops. No, I was right. This is new. That'll work. And it didn't work. I thought I could hit enter and it would do, but oh well. Haha, you're on fire now. Let's see. I kind of overdid it there, I think. There we go. That's a little better. Well, these roads are looking a lot better. Too bad our testificate denizens aren't doing so hot. Oh, that's a jazzy tune. Alright. Whoops. Placed a set of bricks there I didn't mean to. Yeah, I like this. This is practically built, like ready-made to be a starter village. Look at the open space here. Whoops. Be good if I'd quit getting stuck on geometry. Happens a lot, though. I must have picked up a piece of wood somewhere along the way. Let's see. I'm gonna make this a step down, I think. That work? Yeah. Alright. I don't know why I did that. Oh, hello, creeper. Trying to figure out what I'm doing over here. This doesn't look like the road that was here before. Overextended again. Dial that back a bit. Okay. And as with a lot of things I build, I don't really have a serious plan going into this. I'm largely just flying by the seat of my pants, as it were. I'm just kind of building what I think would look good, and then, hey, that works. Why don't I do this? Let's see. I think like so. Get rid of that. And that. Being a pest here. There we go. Oops. That was not the spot I wanted that. There you go. If you'll remember from the Tour of the Realm, 7-part video series I did previously with one of our old servers, there were a lot of those builds I want to remake. Pepperton's sort of one of them. I like it better, you know, in concept as a starter village than as a specific design. Let's see. How am I going to do this? Darn it. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to back that up. But at some point I want to build another fortress with another great ring. One that has some lore behind it, ruins, that sort of thing. I want to build a giant statue at some point. I want to build an old, sort of a, I think it was Westridge or something like that in the old world that I toured once upon a time. And it was based on Andale from Fallout 3. And then there was the little factory that was in the middle of that. I'd like to do that now that I've got some more experience under my belt. Let's see. This music's just a little bit almost too chill. Like I don't totally hear it. It's not worth bringing the volume up though. Up. Hello, creeper. My niece and nephew watch a lot of Minecraft videos. Dang it. Too strong. Keep accidentally punching all the way through. Alright, there. Go. Whoops. I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do for a gate in the wall that I plan to build around this town, but I think I'm just going to use a couple of wooden doors. Again, this is meant to be it's more simple, functional, and nice looking, but still simple. We're getting somewhere. Of course, more than likely, I'm going to tear down all of the farms and all of the existing buildings one by one. First, I want to get some of these roads built. Triggers are getting... And by triggers, I mean mouse buttons. Getting a little bit jumpy. These roads look so weird the way they're laid out. Such a strange... It's a lot of gravel. If I break that out, does it just collapse everything? Oh no, it's not gravel, it's oh, whichever one of those stones there are. Dang it. All the weeds getting in the way. Guy that was asking about being able to join our server during the tour of Minecraft Awesome last week, I believe has joined our Discord but hasn't asked to be whitelisted yet. If you join our Discord and want to play on this server, you do need to ask in the Rota channel. Otherwise, I don't know that you want to play. I don't know who you are, and I can't just read your mind. Let's see. I do start to focus on this a lot, don't I? I get involved when I start building things. I enjoy it. Made an achievement. Take aim and Monster Hunter. Like, all the achievements have reset since we updated to the latest version. I like this song. It's got energy. Okay, is that all the roads? Alright, now how was I building my lampposts? Looks like doubled up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 between each. I deliberately left that step in there in case the villagers wanted to go inside this one to escape the monsters that inevitably spawn. Oh, it's happening too. Pick on somebody, well, considerably more powerful than you. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's okay, he's dead now. Let's see. Whoa, dizzy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. 2, 3, 4, 5. There. 4, 5. Right there. Alright. Looks like 2 fence posts. This is a music I've used before for montages. Tends to go well with that sort of thing. Yeah, in case you were curious, I'm counting them off. Literally just focusing on counting off space in between. I was afraid that would happen. Well, I guess actually that's probably good enough. In that instance. You can tell how much this helps just brighten the village to begin with. I'm going to probably use some eggs to help add additional population too. Before all is said and done. Because I do want Pepperton to feel like a lived-in testificate village. As well as a first player village, you know, player starting village. Boy, does that ever help, though. Huh. It's an interesting stopping point. Alright. Easy does it. Yeah, one of the reasons I made sure that I have my watch on is because I don't want to go too long tonight, and once I get involved in this, a lot of times I lose track of time, and I could actually go for hours on end. There's not any point in me doing that. I will try to do streams like this more often. I feel like Sundays are probably about the best day for it, though, these days. It's not a real great place in there. It'd be about here, so let me use that as a marker. There we go. My word, you creepers are gathering around an awful lot. Drat. I might try to do something similar to this in Minecraft Awesome whenever I set up the new Lupland. Try to find a a settlement like this to begin building around, but I'm not going to make any guarantees on that. I'd be almost as well to build near one as to actually take one over. Right at the end of the aisle, if I counted that right. I don't really care if I didn't, so long as they're an approximate distance apart. Yeah, I didn't set the time that time, mostly because my nephew is on. They need to experience nighttime and survival. That is looking a lot better. Oh, dang it. Zombies killing villagers again. For some reason, my villagers don't know how to go inside. They all ignore the path and instead stand next to the wall. We'll fix that soon enough. Of course, they can't get into some of these buildings, like this one. Not sure. Huh. Yep. That one actually threw me off. I don't know why I did it that way other than... Where did that come from? What is this? What is going on? Okay, I was trying to keep, I guess, villagers making it inside or something. I'm not really sure what I was doing. Me. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing here. There. I think I was trying to keep that more or less even with the others is what I was doing, but I don't know. I don't remember what I was thinking when I did this before. Dang it. There. Okay, let me use one of these as a guide. Boy, that beacon is really visible. Interestingly enough, I passed by Arturus on the way over, so it really should be rendering too. I don't know if I moved. Woof! Boy, when it pops in, it really pops in. I'm not entirely sure why it wasn't rendering there, though. There you go, that looks better. I think it's on that side. At least what I want to do right now is. It might seem silly sometimes to take the effort to count off exact numbers of blocks, but there is actually a reason for that, as the extra focus on that detail makes things look better. And sometimes it's really a matter of getting within a block or two of having something look really good and look kind of cheesy. And in some instances, both at the same time. Let's see, how am I going to do this? 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 to grow on. It's right on this step. Very interesting. There's a very steep drop there. That actually makes for an interesting place to build if you wanted to build like a house down in this crevice, or even build under the ground a hobbit house. So I may do that later, I'm not sure. I just like the way that it worked the last time. Pepperton had a unique feel compared to the rest of the server. Alright, I think I've placed enough lights on the outside here. I would like to place a few on the outside of the fence, or the wall that I'm going to build. But I think I sort of need to see it first. Let me see what this is. Just a Facebook notification. Alright. Already that looks better. Even though there's just roads that dead end like that, it looks better. Spider looks almost almost real from up here this high. Because you get just sort of the mass shape. What? Oh. That would be my nephew. Attacking things. Let's see. I think, depending on what I want to do with these buildings, I may use most of that space for this farm. Because I do want to get the wheat and the beets and everything set up here. And this, I do want to have enough space for these crops to grow. Sort of initial farms. But see, I'm going to do the... yeah, I think all of those will work. Just expand them slightly. Little sister told him I was following him. Let's see. I guess I should probably turn my attention for now to building. Let's see. I'm going to use... I think I'm going to make dark oak supports, and then spruce for sort of a main wall material, and some spruce planks, something to that effect. Okay, so to start, dark oak log. So right here is where the gate will be to enter the city, and you can see this other comes out this far. Actually, I'm probably going to have the wall turn a little bit because I want to incorporate as much of this open space as I can. I'm not going to go too far, but the idea would be to build probably about as far over as the river, and sort of use the river as my boundary. It's going to be too far if I go this far over, though. So I am going to have to turn it back at some point. If I build over and then just cut back toward Techno's house. Techno can be on the outskirts, so to speak. And I'll just like build my fence over, or my wall over to this area. There's a nice big pool. And then somewhere around this bend, probably around here, just build a wall straight back, more or less, and cut it across. Got some naturally spawning pumpkins. And this, there's no good way to do this. There's just gonna have to be a big fence there. I think if we go far enough around, yeah. As long as you don't mind navigating the, nope, there's a, the river dried up right there. As long as you don't mind navigating the swamp, you should actually more or less be able to make it all the way around, but, it looks like there's a dry spot here too. Just enough dry patches to interfere. I haven't actually explored that far. You know, one of the big points is that we're trying to keep this open for new players to explore, so a lot of the stuff I'm gonna see as I go out and find places to build my radio station, my 9 fires, different things like that. Let's see. I'm gonna move it one over from this. Here, let me place a marker. So, I think I want to move these out a tick. So it'd be right in here. I think so. And this is silly, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna place 1 block under the ground so that there's actual fence posts. Like an actual post hole. Let's see, now how tall above the ground am I making those? 1, 2, 3, 4 tall? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, about here. I think I'm gonna put 6 between these. Hello, LJ. And sure, S-H-A-R. There we are. Now, how am I going to do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a space. Alright. Whoops. Wrong button. Alright. So. I am going to change that. Whoops. Something like that. There we go. Let me see. I don't want to come too far over. Looks like I can go a few. Let me begin turning. I don't necessarily want to fill in all those water holes either. That sounded like a creeper exploded on somebody. Whoops. It's a pretty good perimeter there as far as space. I do want to go a little further. What? I'm kind of wondering who did this. Who cut away a part of a tree? It's gone now. Make sure I got all the offshoot logs. Let's see. I'm debating whether I want to go over one more tick or if I want to turn it back. I think I do want to go over one more just to get around this water. That one I might go ahead and make it one piece taller. I think that's good. It is going to be a fairly big village. Of course, it's like I said, the whole idea is that it's sort of a starter village for particularly new players. So I suppose it makes sense for it to be fairly large. Whoops, lost count. This one's gonna have to go up a little higher. Yeah, and it's gonna have to go out into the water too. we go. Alright, so a section of the wall will run over to the river there. And then there'll be a somewhere back there that'll cut back. And then a section of it will run out here. Just almost straight. It'll turn at the end there. And then cut back to this little area. Hey there. Some Endermen and some zombies. And a chicken. Go get 'em, chicken. Sun is rising. I'm gonna kind of clear a bunch of this. Not all the way, just enough that it's not next to my wall. Yes, I think we're gonna turn here. I also want people to be able to build outside the walls is the thing. Clean up your mess. Yep. Let's see, a little further maybe. I'm gonna turn it back one more time. There we are. And I think I'm just gonna keep the diagonal cut going. As much as anything. Alright, turn it back. Whoops. Whoop. Have to go down in the water again. Ah, the fish are in there. I haven't actually seen some of the improvements yet. That'd be a big log. There we go. It just keeps getting longer because I accidentally really brought that over a little further than I wanted to. I just don't want it to be as simple as walking around the fence. Might need to swim a little for it here. Let's see. It's pretty good. Alright. You can see that's a pretty sizable area. And I still haven't built along the back yet, but we're gonna do something similar. See, if I really wanted to, I could encompass much more. Like, there's a lot of space here. I don't want to do that, though. That's, you know, too big for what it is. I don't mind people joining in and then sort of building their own houses and that sort of thing outside of Pepperton, but kind of within the same vicinity. Little farms and things like that outside. I just want to make sure that Pepperton itself has a defined area. One, two, three, four. Ah, first repeater track. We must have finally gotten through that playlist. Making decent time, I suppose. That is gonna be ugly. Not a good way to cut that, though. This is gonna be really ugly. I'll make it work, but it is an ugly way to do that. Just can't really be avoided at the moment. One, two. And blew another hole in my terrain. Let's diagonal this. Surrey? What is Surrey? I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to build this around that pond, but still cut between the pond and this mess of rock here. So I am sort of trying to leave a fair amount of space outside of my perimeter. Yeah, no. We're gonna go ahead and turn that back. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we are going to turn it right here. I think I'm just going to keep this going. I kind of like where it's arranged. Now I'm going to diagonal. Diagonal cut. I'm gonna go ahead and make it day because this is getting a little bit annoying to see it in the dark. one less. There we go. Ah, there's a couple of the wild horses. Yeah, I think I'm gonna more or less bring that straight over. I think I'm going to add at least one more segment and then turn it back. I knew something about that didn't add up. I was like, yeah, I'm going to turn this back for at least one or two diagonal segments. Just to get it far enough over. I say that. I'm going to turn here. Alright, that should do. So that gives me a perimeter... Whoa! Perimeter fence, at least in terms of the sports. Clean a little of this up. Not much. I don't feel like actually really, clearing everything. But I am going to flood this. Let me see if my... powers still work. How deep does this go? Please don't disconnect me while I'm doing this. Not that deep, it doesn't look like. Let's see. Here. Darn. So it does appear that for the time being, World Edit isn't working. In that case, I'll have to do it the ridiculous way. Let's see, where's my... Got all the stylish stuff. I guess, give me a bucket of water. There you go. And a little over here. Well, it still wasn't quite enough. There. Now give me the empty bucket. Figure out where I stuck all of this water source. There's some obsidian. Now, yay for creative mode. Oh yeah, I forgot there'd be more under there. That's okay. This is why I say yay for creative mode. Normally I would have tried to incorporate in some way, form, or fashion. I would have used World Edit and just flood filled this. There, have that. I'm being wasteful today. It's my server, I can do what I want. I bet I'm running around with, No, I'm not. I'm a little surprised. I thought I would, be running around with a bunch of buckets of water in my inventory. That should be more or less the bottom of that. This will make a decent little quarry for people that want to... I swear I could still hear lava. So there may be some other surface lava nearby. Alright, back to business. That was pointless and all that, but now along the base here I'm going to use, my spruce logs to serve as the connecting logs. No, quit doing that. Weeds getting in the way. Whoops, turning. Let's see, and then whenever it turns like that, I'm gonna bring this out and over here. About like so. That's another turn. Alright. And for this little bend, I'm debating how I'm going to do that, but I think what I'm going to do is just place the stumps like this. Yeah. I like that. There's a degree of functionality to that. Okay. Let's see. How did I do it on this one? Whoops. Darn. The weeds, they're getting on my nerves really quickly. Yeah, that one was just me placing it wrong. Now, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with the water's edge. I know I'm going to run this across above the surface, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do underneath the water. I was actually debating this a moment ago. There we go. Once again, the music we're listening to is by Incompetech. It's Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com. Now that's not right. What did we do here? Oh, off one. Big part of the reason that I'm building it this way, we turned again, is to give this something of a structure, so it looks like it's actually made out of logs that were cut from some of these trees. Somehow I keep getting off by a slight amount. Whoops. Chicken. Drat. My plan for this wall is also to make it so that it actually has the ability for my citizenry to walk on it. Like it actually will be wide enough to have a footpath on top. Whoops. One too many blocks there. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and clear this rather than continuing to fight it. Okay. That gives me sort of the front part of the wall. We'll come along and hit the back. Whoops, wrong side of the wall. No, I was right. Okay. I did it right the first time. This is where I really prefer to be able to do this stuff with World Edit. Out of the way, chicken. Hmm. Don't want to clear too much. We're having to turn back almost immediately. Oh, what am I doing? That's a diagonal cut, isn't it? Alright. I kind of want this to look at least somewhat reminiscent of a palisade wall. Whoops, and I dropped off. There we go. You know, I would say this was in some way new, having Thomas A. Kraft there running around sort of while I'm working. But the truth is, that's pretty much what everyone does whenever I'm working. It's what Cyrus used to do. Whoop. Myself up, I'll be doing good. Always got to be that one log that lands out of place. I think I will leave that there. Whoops. Yeah, I hadn't considered this. I'm still not totally sure what I'm going to do with it. Whoop. Well, I wasn't supposed to do that. Not hurting anything, but... Actually, I am going to continue that straight across. No, I'm not. I turned. I only thought I was going to continue that straight across. Now, how in the world do I keep doing that? Okay. It still doesn't look right. What did I do here? Oh, I see. It's a nitpicky fix. It's a weird thing to try and correct, but it's just the way I do things. I've got to have that little nitpick in there. Has to look like the rest of the wall. Oh, we are here. This is a rather lengthy wall. Ah. Hear a chicken creeping ever closer. Whoops. Be good if I'd quit walking off ledges while I'm placing blocks. So one thing that I could have done to sort of make this a little easier is I could have made it all fairly flat, but that actually takes away from the organic look of things. I want it to look good. That should actually take care of the fence's base. I'm gonna do something similar with the top of it, but I'm also going to place a similar bit on the other side. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place a little bit of this spruce wood, these planks, to sort of serve as a filler. About so. And it's like I said, I don't know what I'm going to put under this water yet, but I will be putting something in there. It's funny how much the wall begins to take shape as we do this work. Now things get a little more interesting though. Those diagonal cuts can be a little bit tricky. Whoops. Let's see. Got at least 2 wide on all of that. Okay. See? That's where it gets a little more on the tricky side, is figuring out what I need to change to make it fit. Weeds out of the way. Skeleton watching me work. Skeleton taking a keen interest in this work. What you building, man? Building a wall? Why would you want to go and do a thing like that? Spiders are coming around too. All the mobs want to know what I'm up to. I think there's a good way to do that. I think I want that to be that wide. All of that is what it's supposed to be. I had to stop and recount. Whoops. As you can see, it does start to make some sense. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this back. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna make this a square turn. And I'm gonna make it a little wider too. Okay. Once again, we're compensating for the diagonal cut. See. I think something to this effect. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a mob that I haven't specifically encountered before. And of course, it doesn't care about me because I'm in creative. Oh yeah. I think that's good. I want to do this. I think I want to do it like this. Trying to pinpoint exactly where to place each of these so as to maintain the proper angles and everything so it looks right. And that's taking a little more, really a little more focus than I'd like. See, I really don't know what I'm going to do with this under here as far as supports go. I'm going to want to build, probably just build wall down, but I don't know for sure, because I kind of like to leave, you know, caves and crannies and nooks and I forget what the term is, like grottos and things like that in place when I can anyway. And really, the main reason I do that sort of thing is because it does, again, sort of add to that layer of detail, of just organic feeling that makes things feel lived in, makes feels things. I swear, I might be a little bit tired. Makes these designs feel like there is something to it. Alright. It's that layer on the front. We have to do the same on the back. Still debating exactly what I'm going to do with the fence itself. With the, I think I'm going to use some stone brick, but I'm not positive. Maybe some cobblestone. I think that might be better. Cobblestone fence to help make this look a little more stout. Too much. I may have done that to the other too. Move, chicken. Move or die. I will accept die. Looks like I need those to be about 4. Alright, now we're getting somewhere with this. darn. Me and my extraordinary strength in this mode. I keep destroying things I don't necessarily intend to destroy. Whoops. Ah, and we're gonna be in another diagonal cut. Let's see. Just like so. Whoops. Carried away. Let's see. Just really want to overcomplicate this, don't I? Chicken, your friend already learned his lesson. Get out of there. Drat. There we go. Another little section where I'll have to come up with some form of support to hold, or to explain away how it's holding up. The chickens. You guys are asking for it. Chicken, so help me? What I was wondering about. To get those layouts just right, or it'll end up looking wrong in some way. It'll end up messing up the overall feel of it. Didn't even realize it was there. Getting a little punchy with this. It's this part that's going to end up looking the weirdest because the wall is going to be so drastically changing here. And I think it's largely going to be justified by just using the cobblestone. Like I can walk it down to a degree from up there, but this is all going to look a little bit on the weird side, I'm afraid, because it's got to come down off of what is basically a cliff. There's not a terribly good way to do that. I'm actually basically counting out 4 here, and it's because it's a diagonal path. I'm actually looking at these, and it's 1, 2, 1, 2, and it's just, you have to count it out. Oh, I'm making a mess of this. Ah! Every time I place something, I'm placing it just a little bit off. Or double placing it or something like that. You know, this is nice. It's been a long time since I've actually done this. Like, seriously, just settled into Minecraft and built something. Oh, we got another fun diagonal cut. Drat. I didn't mean to do that. Boy, that is a noisy skeleton. Die quieter, dude. Now, what did I do here? It's that piece right there. Well, he left his arrows behind. Whoops. And Thomas A. Kraft is getting in my way. sure how this break is going to work. Like you can see, that's going to be kind of an awkward build there. It's one of the reasons on the other part I deliberately turned back before coming to the diagonal cut, because that is going to be awkward to fill in. I think I'm going to do something like that, and I'm not really sure. There we are. Do that. I don't necessarily dislike the look of it. It's really rough, but again, that kind of goes with the overall plan, with more of a put together like scrap together wall out of the lumber available. I'll think of something over there, I'm sure. But I think that might have been a part that maybe required a little extra work. There we are. Now this is the sort of the downside to this sort of build, is it really takes a while to place all the blocks. It really takes this long to go through and lay everything out, and there's not really a better way to do it. I'm trying to figure out now if I want to go through and place logs. Connecting logs, and I think I do. Actually, I think I'm going to use stone here. Whoops. Kind of as an end piece. And then out over the water, I'm going to use the dark oak logs as the end piece. Hand's pretty numb still from using my crutches. I don't know why I went flying off that way. I need to run over here. I just wandered off. I did plan for there to be a back exit, but I think it's going to be smaller. It's going to be like a door. Excuse me. Okay, and then we'll do something similar to what I've already done. Except it's going to look a little different. Because where I laid a lot of this out, I'm going to actually overlap it on this side. There's got to be the one piece that just won't place right. Okay, two pieces in this case. Let's see. Check. I think I'm gonna again set this to daytime. Mostly because I don't feel like trying to do this in the dark. Okay. Kind of getting ahead of myself on some of this. I keep leaving errors behind. There we are. Okay. Follow my own rules. Alright. Whoops. I'm going to make this sort of arranged a certain way here. I'm not sure there's a better way to do that one. Okay. I forgot I could fly. That is sad. I forgot I could fly. I was floating around in the water. I can't quite see it. Oh wait. I can just fly away. Well, why don't I do that? Darn. Alright, Thomas A. Craft. Goodbye. Enjoy your supper. Honestly, I hate to stop here, but we probably will need to before too much longer. It is actually getting kind of late. And it's what I was saying about this particular type of build, this part of this particular type of build. It really does require this kind of work. And what will happen when I get the chance, as you can see, that's going to take a while to go all the way around again. But what will happen is you can see this is already starting to look a little better. This little section, you can kind of see what the overall structure, it's starting to take shape. That's just how this sort of build works. It does take time, and the fact that we've had, you know, several people come in and watch, I don't know. I mean, I guess people find it entertaining enough to watch, but I always was afraid to do this sort of thing just because it is kind of slow as I work out exactly how I'm going to build everything. It takes time, and I always figured it'd be boring.
New follow detected.
Well, thanks for the follow. Fast Negro. Very funny. Let's see. Now, what am I going to do with this mess? I guess we'll continue with what I've been doing. Perhaps. Okay, the chickens are going to be the bane of my existence now, it seems. In the past, it's been the sheep, but man, those chickens are all over my business today. Still having a minor problem with some of the weeds. Hello, Princess Music. Whoops. Punched a hole in the dirt again. Lie a bit. Ah. I just hit on either side of that weed. Okay, fly. All of a sudden I can't fly properly. Punched hole in the dirt again. Doggone it. My aim might be going downhill. Okay. I didn't punch that one, I don't think. Getting a little bit faster, maybe, but that's only relevant up to a point. Princess music made the advancement sweet dreams. Guessing that has something to do with either making a bed or getting in one and sleeping. Alright, I'm gonna make it daytime. Let's... This is going to be interesting to try and build in this one place in particular. The wall is doing such an unusual sort of climb over this one section. Really don't know how well it's going to work. Okay, so sort of a base for the wall is built, and that gives me something I can work from. Now the real question kind of again becomes, how am I going to place all of this? This is really dramatic music for flying over what is basically a really rickety wall. Let's see, I'm gonna build sort of a corresponding holding point here. There. And then I guess I'll go through and place one to match on all of this. I don't know that I will, though. I think because I don't want to just constantly be building these. That, and in places like this, it would put it right there. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't want that. Mostly worried about on the ends. The end caps, especially the part that's in the water. Let's see. Be 1, 2, 3, 4. Be right here. One too many. Whoops! I accidentally landed on it. All right. Like I said, I'm not worried about building that all the way around, but where it's going out in the water, that's going to help hold it up. Let's see, over here. I was about to go to the other side, and I was like, wait, there should be another endpoint over here. All the horses got out. Except that one, who's also in the process of getting out. Just went the wrong way when he got out. There we are. One more little end piece like that. Ah, I don't even have to do that on this one. I will, but I don't have to because it doesn't stick out that much in the water. Alright. Now, I have to think on this a little. Could use the stone there. I'm legitimately thinking right now. Okay, I'm gonna use one of these for outside edges. So you can kind of see what I'm thinking about doing there. So I think that works. And then just one of these. Whoops. Whoops. I am getting a little punchy with my block placement. Wow. Apparently gonna keep getting punchy with it too. Alright, and then right there, that is going to be just like that. I think I'm onto something with this. Make this approximately the same height. Recognizing the drop off there, I'm gonna also intercut a couple of support columns. Something like that. I'm not 100% positive that this is the way I'm going to do this on this part. Simply because this is that rough edge where I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to proceed. I might even consider making a mess of it on purpose. It's gonna look like something has broken it recently. Drat. I thought I was gonna go a little faster this way. I'll get above it and float, and I immediately punched it in the wrong place. And I keep doing it too. Princess Music has made the advancement Monster Hunter. So yeah. All of the achievements reset when we entered 1.13. I'm kind of curious to see just exactly what will render how in this world. Keep an eye on the creeper. Oh, wow. Yeah, I really don't know how this one's gonna look here. As far as whenever it comes to the edge of the fence, and like, there's gonna have to be some creative stair-stepping down, I think. It's funny, I really don't remember leaving that one like that. Clean up your mess. They both have a little difficulty with creepers. More inclined to set them off. It's gonna be a tall column. I think we're getting somewhere with this, though. So I'm kind of happy about that. What is this over here? What is generating so much light here? Is there lava over here? No? Just a really, really bright patch of land. Must be registering something as lava. I don't know. Nifty little glitch. To start calling these, like, Realms of the Awesome chill streams or something. Like for, my Grand Theft Auto, streams, there's gonna be our usual hangout streams, but there's also, workhorse streams. Which is literally me getting work done by grinding for it and that sort of thing. I wonder what I was doing here. Whoops. Oh, I'm just gonna make a bigger mess. Brilliant. Whoops. Drat. I'm just gonna keep doing that, apparently. I'm actually still counting, in case you didn't catch on. The reason that I keep going quiet like this, I'm counting my block placement. place. There we go. Okay, now with that done, have some semblance of what I'm gonna do. I need to decide exactly how I'm gonna place my stone elements, because I don't want a lot of stone. I want just enough to get the job done. I think I've got an idea. I think I'm going to use the stone brick. My word, that's tiny, tiny. Resolution's high enough that... Itty bitty. I believe that's the stone brick. If it's not, I'll be in for an interesting surprise. Okay. What I'm gonna do... I just was having a thought. I think that's what I'll do, though. Princess Music is asking for help. I do not know where Princess Music is. Therefore, I cannot help. There she is, blowing a hole in my town. Let's see. No, I think I'm gonna keep that more or less with what I'm doing. I was debating seriously how I wanted to proceed with that, but I think we're gonna do this. No. Yes. I don't know. I can't make up my mind. A little bit of reinforcement in my wall. Now in this last bit, I don't want to necessarily use the bricks because it would knock everything presumably into the water. You know, it'd be too heavy. So I'm going to use some more dark oak logs. What's nice about it is this will actually clean up a fair bit where it's again for as much lore reasons as any, but it'll actually make this look really nice. Don't think I actually needed it on that one, but glad I did it. This shall prove interesting. Oh boy, especially with this. This is such a drastic height change. And it's so much shorter on the other side. I have in mind what I want to do, and it's actually really simple. Woof. But that is a tall drop right there. Another one we're gonna have to have some supports, I think, before all's said and done. You can tell I'm starting to pick up, though, at least in terms of what I'm building. Uh-oh. That didn't work. I got stuck. No. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. And the last bit, same as before. Do this. Alright, run over here. Whoa, slow down, Haas. What I always like about this, particularly as we're reaching this point in the build, like in the just the construction of this wall, is it's beginning to take shape now. Like if you really look at it, you can kind of start to see what I'm doing. Whoop. Alright. Next piece of construction. I need some fencing. Specifically, I want cobblestone fencing. Not really sure where to look for it. Kinda hate to use the search, but there we are. What I like about the cobblestone walls is that they, if you just do that, it has kind of a nice solid, it's a cobblestone fence. But if you start layering in the other, then it has sort of a reinforced sort of a look to it. Like it's really built to make something. The negative side is that right there, and I'm not entirely sure that I'm all that worried about it, but oops. That'll actually become clearer as I get it further along. There we are. Cobblestone fence also makes a good sort of cheap bar. If you don't want to use all the iron to make iron bars for like a cage or something. You just have to place it a certain distance apart. Or place it diagonally. Whoops. Not exactly sure where I want that split to be. I guess something like that. You can see why this would take me a very long time to do if I didn't have creative mode to use in the first place. It's really just harvesting all the resources necessary. Collecting all of the stone, all of the wood, in order to do this would take forever. Thankfully we do have creative mode, so I can do this a lot quicker. Normally I would use World Edit for some of this, but like I said, it's apparently broken right now. Because we did actually just go ahead and update outright to the latest version, so I'm not going to be shocked if all of my plugins are broken. I won't know for sure what for a while, until I try to use it, basically. Happens pretty much every time. If you've ever run a Minecraft server before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wait, what did I do there? Now, why did I do that? It seems like a silly thing to do. Other half of the fence. I keep calling it a fence. It's meant to be a perimeter wall. This little settlement of people that have found themselves trapped in this world, joined with the testificates nearby to build a town. Princess Music was shot by a skeleton. Now I am on the wrong side of my wall. Concern it. Building in reverse. Okay, tear this side down. Alright. Yeah, Princess Music actually spends a lot of time in creative, in like single player. So she doesn't have that much experience with the mobs. Alright, goodbye, Princess Music. That actually kind of brings me back to the point I was making earlier. As much progress as I'm making, I think we're going to have to wrap it up before I get this wall finished. Simply because it's getting late. That said, I am going to wait until I get at least a little further along. Now, how did I do this? Why did I do this? I don't know why I did this. I'm going to undo this. And there's Thomas A. Kraft again. Whoops. Yes. Whoops. My aim is getting worse. Mini zombie. I know that sound. Whoops. Hello, teeny tiny zombie. Hello, other teeny tiny zombie. How many teeny tiny zombies are over here? Here we are. Fly. Not that kind of fly. Go on about your business, spiders. That ain't the kind of business I meant, but good. Get on out. There we are. That little section of wall is going to be rough. Especially if you're the poor sap that has to work on it. I was debating putting it... Get out of my way, spider. Move. I was debating putting in a section of brick support. Just as a sort of cross beam, but I don't think I will. I think that it'd actually make this harder than it needs to be. Very interesting. Heard an explosion in the distance. Oh. Skeletons, what are y'all doing? Come around the corner and they're just looking up at me. Oops. What oops? What did you do? I didn't see the creeper and it blew up. Yeah, blew up what? I tried to fix it. You know, you seem to be avoiding the question, boy. Some of the bridge. Have to go and see what we're referring to. There went another one. Oh. I see. Blowing holes in my wall. Whoops. I didn't mean to set the creep off. Yeah, so we made it clear whenever their Nana called a minute ago to see if it was okay for them to play, that they need to stay out of my way. So now they're worried about basically destroying things. Oh wow, yep. Took a pretty good chunk out of it too. Let me see. Missing chunks of brick and everything else here. There's that one. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out what this was. How did I have this arranged? Yeah, I don't know exactly how to fit this. I'm just gonna do what I can with what I've got. Now back to the search bar, because I am not going to try and chase that down. That doesn't look right. I am just really focusing on what I'm doing right now. My whole, like, commentary died a while ago. This is actually why so often in those other videos, like in the actual videos, there's just sections where it's quiet, and if you listen behind the music, sometimes you can hear something in the background. It's because I was listening to stand-up comedy or something. Let's see. I'll trim off just the tip tops. There we go. Because once I kind of have something to work with, I really don't need to say a lot. I'm mostly counting, making sure that I place the right number of blocks, that sort of thing. I really am sorry. I know, kiddo. Oh yes, we're climbing the hill again. Not sure exactly what I want to do with that. Yeah, this is one of those that's real ugly, because the drop is really fast. That worked better than I thought, though. I'm actually wondering now whether I did this properly on the other parts of the wall. How did I do this exactly? Ouch. That's peculiar. I'm not sure what I did there. Really not sure what I was doing there. I wasn't joking earlier whenever I said I'm counting. I'm also tiring out, admittedly, but yeah, you can see the wall starting to take shape. Still have a little more to do over here. And then I can start filling in some of that, I think. Let's see. Come on, come out there. There we go. Darn, I am still pretty punchy with these blocks. What am I hearing? Heard something behind me, I'm not sure what. Pigs making funny noises. Hello, Cameron Gaming. Oh, again with the chickens. Once again, the music we're listening to is Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. Whoops. There we go. I have to make sure I've caught all of these little corner pieces. Well, welcome to the stream. We're just kind of chilling out and working on a village. Pretty casual today. Two mansions and one small house. Well, I'll probably keep this particular setup fairly simple, as it's meant to be sort of a starter village for new players to the server. Save the mansions for one of the cities whenever I get around to building them. Let's see. I did miss that. I knew I did. I wonder how many of these corners I missed. I sure would like to know what that light's coming from. Let's see. Ah, here's one. I was missing one. Oh, I missed several over here. The sad thing is, there's no reason for me to put all of this in here because I'm going to be filling a lot of this, but as I've said before, the details pretty well make the build. Okay. So my plan is to set the walkway on top, and largely what I'm going to fill this area with will be a mixture of the layers of wood and logs. I think we all run into that from time to time. It can be a little bit tough to keep up with the channel, especially whenever you've got stuff to do. And a lot of things come up. People have family, have vacations. I know it's like where I'm planning to go to QuakeCon. It keeps you busy. Let's see. I'm debating. I think I'm going to use this fencing. I'm not sure exactly where, though. Let me think before I proceed further. Do I want to know one of your Minecraft secrets? Sure, go ahead. What I'm debating right now exactly how I'm going to place these logs. Have about 3 blocks high worth of space to work with. And I don't want it all to be solid logs. I want there to be some wood in there too. Think like this. Because I do want this to look like it's solid. Spawn a snowman and use the shears to shear its head. Now, this is where we get more interesting. Play nice. Watch what happens if you do. I might do that some other time. Whoopsie. I did it again. I punched it sideways. Now, let's see. And I think on top of this, I'm going to lay in my spruce. Okay. I think we're onto something. Yeah, I think that'll work pretty well. real question again becomes, once I get over here, let's see, what does that look like on the outside as well? Pretty good. I like what I've got so far. What do I like more? Probably crafting. Not the crafting in terms of making tools and stuff, but the crafting in terms of building the world. I like to create cities and towns and theme parks and all that good stuff. I guess. Have to do it this way. There we go. When I get to the backside of this, it's gonna be such a mess. Let's see, how much of this needs to be... I'm not entirely sure what I will do with my supports on these diagonal cuts. It may be a little different. I may just have to fill them in. Let's see. Creeper, you're getting in my way, man. Crap. Getting punchy again. Yeah, accidentally deleting something, like especially a world that you've spent some time on, would be frustrating. I still kind of wish we had the original realm. It was one that was a world that Cyrus hosted, and there's no replacing that original. Even though the game itself has long since moved beyond what it was back then, it's still kind of a shame not to have that anymore. Interesting memories and the like. The original Nine Fires. Fort Cyrus, all that stuff. Whoops. And Thomas said, I once was building and decided to go to the inn. Okay, there's a section. So I set up my spawn point where I placed the end portal and got stuck in a loop. Yeah, that could be a problem. Darn, I missed another one of these things. I think I'm gonna turn sideways here. Hello, Top Weekly Clips. Old World had 1 million houses and restaurants and a town in there too. Yeah, and it's not, even though you can go through and recreate a lot of the stuff, it'll never be quite the same. Whoops. I had a building and almost finished, but I had to delete the world because I missed the rest of that message. Delete the world because I couldn't get out of the loop. Yeah. Well, that's... Whoops. That's one of those sort of hard lessons you have to learn, kiddo. Same thing can happen in pretty much any video game. And there's not a lot you can do with it once you're stuck in that loop. Well, thank you, Top Weekly. And welcome to the stream. Oh, this is gonna get interesting here. It's one of those diagonal drops. I'm gonna turn. This is not as set up as I would like it to be for the diagonal stuff. Alright, see you later, Cameron Gaming. No, that didn't look bad, but I'm going to leave it more with the side-to-side thing. There is a lot of filler here to complete this wall. All the critters are trying to figure out what I'm doing. The answer is making a mess. Oh, I appreciate the follow. Whoops, I just hit the ground. No reason for that one piece of dirt to be there. I like these longer stretches. These are the parts that are going to make the wall look particularly good. And I got stuck on another single piece of dirt sticking out. Camera's still going. Face cam's been kind of twitchy as of late. All right. I just have to do the same thing all the way around the backside and then go through and place the other filler pieces. It's one thing about it. It's a lot of tedious work, but it works. It'll end up looking really nice once I get done. Whoops. Punched a hole in my flooring. There we go. Ah. And I'm stuck on my own design. There we go. There we are. Oh my goodness. Definitely some chill music. Alright, see you around, Thomas. I'm really not sure what this section of wall is going to look like other than a really tall transitional block of spruce wood planks. That ain't gonna work. That's not tall enough. What do we do here? I'll have to fix that. Good. I'm curious why I built that like that. I know what it is. It's on the outside. Fly over, it'll actually be... No. I really built it short for some reason. Well. I'm not sure why I did that. This whole section is one too short. At least. Hopefully that'll help. I'll have to fill those blocks in later. I'm not going to stop right this second to make that particular patch up. Out of my way, weeds. I do miss having my world edit stuff. This would go a lot quicker. Don't mind, you know, placing the blocks manually. It's just there are a lot of places this would go much, much quicker. And when it comes to something like this, where it's basically decorative and intended more or less for the infrastructure, it's not an actual build per se, it's a part of what our players will find when they come in. I'd just soon get it done and move on to the next thing. Chicken. Now this, I really don't know what I'm going to end up doing. Sure is going to look like a really heavily reinforced section of the wall. Whoop. Okay. I am definitely starting to reach my end point. It's getting late. What I think we'll do is I'm going to try to finish placing all of these blocks, but we're starting to thin out now on our watchers anyway, so might be a halfway decent time for me to start wrapping it up. That, and honestly, I need to get some rest. I haven't even eaten yet. I kind of forgot about it. I told you, if I'm not careful, I will get involved in what I'm doing and spend hours upon hours building. I had forgotten about my water too. It's been sitting here this whole time. It's what I was saying a minute ago. I enjoy building. I enjoy designing stuff and making stuff. You know, at one time or another, I think Cyrus had a backup copy of that world, and I think I had a copy of it too. I'm not entirely sure what happened that we both ended up losing it at some point. But we did. Oop, found the support column there. Still don't know what it is that really appeals to people about watching this aspect of Minecraft. The tours I get, you know, there's something to see, you know, all the neat creations after they're done. I feel like I would, you know, really ought to be boring people. But we've actually had more watchers tonight than some nights. Some of my much more active streams, like the fun and learning stuff. I'm not okay with that. I'm gonna do that. There we go. That's a piddling detail, but it will make it look better if I fix that. Thank goodness I am almost to the end of this section of wall. Oh no! I think the server decided it was time to end the show. See if I can connect. We must have restarted. So I do still just seem to be streaming. I was double checking to make sure. I don't know if the server just crashed or... Doesn't appear to have. My connection just went away. I'm not dropping any frames according to this. So... something in Minecraft. Well, I think that pretty well sums it up. It's time to end the stream. Thanks for tuning in, those of you that did. Thanks for just connection timed out. I bet the server restarted and it's not giving credit there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for those of you that decided to join us in the chat, and certainly keep an eye out. We'll be doing this maybe a little more often, hopefully, and certainly we'll be trying to get this edited into a new episode of Realms of the Awesome, intermixed with episodes from the Minecraft Awesome server, especially when they get that set up for the next world. So it's been fun. Like I said, if I'm not careful, I'll just keep going. And I went until the server said, nope, we're done. So, see you later.